Chapter 2. The Secret of the Patience Tree. Mimi was heading deeper into the forest with important clues from Togi the wise fox. The journey turned out to be more difficult than she thought. The wind howled through the branches and the leaves danced in the forest. The sun's rays filtered through the forest canopy, reaching the ground and creating golden beams. With each step, the dry leaves rustled beneath Mimi's feet. After a while, Mimi reached the oldest tree in the forest. This tree seemed to penetrate deep into the ground with its long roots and touch the sky with its wide branches. Mimi knew she had found the tree of patience that Togi had told her about, but the huge tree was surrounded by a strange silence. It was as if all the sounds of the forest had suddenly stopped. Only a gentle wind whispered. It was in this silence that Mimi decided to unravel the tree's secret. Mimi sat patiently among the roots of the tree. At first, nothing happened. It felt like hours were passing, but in fact, time was moving very slowly. After a while, Mimi became impatient. What's the point of waiting so long? She thought. But then she remembered the advice Togi had given her. He who waits patiently will discover the secret when the time is right. Mimi deepened her breath and listened patiently. At that moment, she began to hear the language of nature. At first, she only heard the wind rustling the leaves of the trees. Then she noticed the sound of water from a distant stream, the chirping of birds, and a mysterious voice echoing in the deep roots of the trees. It was as if the forest was slowly revealing its secret to Mimi. As she looked into the small spaces between the roots, each one began to feel like a treasure box, slowly expanding. As time passed, Mimi's mind calmed down. She noticed a small crack between the roots. As she waited patiently and watched carefully, a small light appeared inside the crack. This light was like a reward for patience and waiting. At that moment, Mimi began to grasp the true meaning of the patience Togi was talking about. Patience was not only waiting, but also finding awareness and peace in the waiting. Every detail, sound, and energy of the forest was part of this patient waiting. Mimi now understood the secret of patience. The secret was not just to get results quickly, but sometimes to stop and wait and realize what nature was telling us. Mimi slowly stood up, looked at the tree once more, and thanked it. This secret was not just learned from a tree. Patience was a wisdom that could be applied in every moment of life. Mimi committed the lesson of this experience to memory. She was ready to move on, but she was no longer in a hurry. She took each step more deliberately and lived each moment carefully. Patience had prepared her for her next adventure stronger and wiser.